Hello friends, welcome to our channel. So this is our app that we have made so far. So in this video we will complete our questions activity. So we have made in last video we have made this drawer. So now we will complete this drawer, like it is not displaying the questions here, and also remaining things of the questions activity, like mark button and the mark for review and clear selection, etc., and submit button. So let's start. Go to the Android Studio. So first let's finish drawer. So our drawer, in our drawer we have a grid view. So go to the questions list layout. Here in questions list layout, this is our drawer. So this is the top bar, and then we have a grid view here. Here so give it an id, let's say question list grid view. So this is the id. Then go to the questions activity.java. Here create a variable here, private grid view, and name it question list grid view. Question list grid view. In this grid view we will display questions, number of questions that we have, and the status of each question. Like if we have an unanswered question, we will display in red color, and answered question will display in green color, like this. Okay, so for this we need an adapter. So create an adapter, create a new class, and name it question grid adapter. Question grid adapter. Here extend this class, extends base adapter, and here alt enter, click on implement methods. Okay, so these are our methods of the adapter. Here we need an argument, that is private int number of questions. Then create its constructor. So alt and insert constructor. Okay, so this is our adapters constructor. Then in get count we will return number of questions variable, and we will leave this as it is. And in get view we need a view, okay, of this of our layout. So here we will create a view variable, view, name it view is equal to or not equal to. Here we will check if counter view, sorry, not counter view, if okay, we have a view variable already in the argument of this get view function, so we will change it to change it something else, like my view. Okay, and if we will check if the view that we are getting from the function view is equal to null. If it's a null, then we will create our my view, and if it's not null, else we will assign my view value of this view. We'll use the view that we have got from the function. So in case if we get null view, then we will create our own view. So my view is equal to layout inflator, layout inflator dot from, and in this first is a context. So view group dot context, get context, then dot inflate, and in this we need three parameters. First is our layout resource, so we need to create a layout. So leave it, we need a layout for our grid item. Okay, so go to the layout, in resources, layout, here create a new layout resource file, and name it question grid item. Click OK. Here in grid item we need a text view with a circle. Okay, so create a text view, wrap content, and in this okay, not wrap content, okay, first give it a text. So its text is let's say 1, then text size let's say 22 sp, and also it needs a background. So background is a circle, we want a circle, and then we need a text style, bold. Okay, here give it a width and height, let's say 40 dp. Okay, zoom it a little bit so that we can see our circle. Also we need this one in the middle, so give it a gravity to its parent layout, gravity to center. Okay, here instead of this match parent we need height and width to wrap content, and this also wrap content. Now this is okay. So gravity center, and it is not in the center. Okay, here in text view also we will change the gravity to center. Okay, now it seems fine. And then we need color, let's say its background color, change it to background tint to gray. Okay, and then what else, change the text color. Okay, change the text color to black. Okay, so this seems fine. Also give it an id so that we can change its text. So give it an id question number. Okay, this gray color is a bit white, so keep it some dark. So go to this gray color, in color, here this is our gray color, color.xml, here is our gray color. So click on this color and change it to some dark. This seems okay. Okay, now go to the questions grid item layout. This is our layout. Okay, now it seems fine. So this is our question grid item. Now come back to the questions grid adapter class. Here in this inflate we will pass the layout that we have created, r dot id, sorry not id, r dot layout dot question item, question grid item. And then next is a group, view group that we have got from this function, and the last parameter attached to root is false. Okay, so this is our view that we have created. So we will return this view, sorry not view, my view. So we will return this my view that we have created. Now we will set the text view that we have created in this view. So create a variable text view, question text view is equal to my view dot find view by id, r dot id dot question number, sorry question number, and we will assign a value to it. So give it a value question tv dot set text, and value is string dot value of the value of our variable. Which variable? This is the I that we have got from this, got in this get view function. I is a position, so this I starts from 0, so here we will start from 1, so I plus 1, so it will start from 1. Okay, so I guess this is okay. And now we have to change the color of this text view, the circle, color of the circle based on the status of the question. Okay, if it's a answered question we need a red background, if it's a unvisited question we need gray background, like this. So we'll change the background color of the circle based on the question status. So we'll create a switch statement here, and here we will check the question statement. So g question list, sorry g underscore question list, not here, it's in db query. So db query dot g question list dot get I dot get status, get status. Okay, we don't have a status here. Okay, so we don't have a status in questions, so let's create another variable. Go to the questions model class. Here in question model class we have these variables. Add another variable, private int status. Okay, it will signify the status of the question. And here add this int status, and after this add this dot status is equal to status, and get there it's getters and setters, alt insert getter and setter. Okay, so this way we have this get status and set status. Okay, so go to the questions activity, we need to define different status. So go to the questions activity. Here let's define 4 status. So define them as public static final, or you can say not here. Actually, let's go to the DB query class. Hey, because these are the global variables, so we will define them here. Public static final int, and first is not visited. This is the default status, so give it a value 0. And similarly we will create other status of the question. Control C and paste this line 4 times. Other status is unanswered, unanswered. Then the next one is answered, and other is a review, that is marked for the review. Change it to 0 to 1, 2, and this 3. Okay, so now we have this status. So by default we will set the status of all the questions to not visited. So in this file db query, come down here. Here we are loading the questions in load question function. Here we have already have an error because we have introduced one other variable in this question model class. So in last here we will set not visited. So this will be the default status of all the questions. Okay, so this is our default status. Now when user click on any of the option, we need to update the status to answered. So go to the questions adapter class. Okay, first we need to update to unanswered. So go to the questions activity class. Here come down, here go to this set snap helper. Here in on scroll change, this method will be called when we change the question. So if we change the question and go to the next question, then we will change its status from not visited to visited. So here we will check if g question list dot get question id dot get status if it's is equal to not visited. If it's not visited, then we will change it to unanswered. Set status unanswered. Okay, so when a user scroll to any question, the status will be changed to unanswered. So after this we have to change the unanswered status to answered once user click on any of the option. So go to the questions adapter class, and here come down to this set data. In this we have this select option. When user click on any of the option, we will call set select option. In select option, we will check if previously selected button is null, means this option is not selected, unselected option. So here we will change the status to unanswered. Also we need to take care. What we can do is if its status is review, if this question is marked as a review question, then we don't change its status. So what we can do is we can create a function change status. and here we'll pass question ID and answered is in DB query, and we will create a function here after this select option, private void change status. Here first is int id, then int status. So here we will check if it's a review. So we'll check if g question list dot get id dot get status, sorry, not set, get status is equal to review. If its status is review, means this question is already marked for review, then we will not change its status. If it's not review, so we will append a not exclamatory sign before this, okay, not before this, so wrap it in a bracket here. Now it's okay. If it's not review, means if its status is not review, or you can say this also, if this status is not equal to review. If status is not equal to review, then we will change its status to answer, means g question list dot get id dot set status, and status is that we have got whether it is an answered one or unanswered one. So if its status is already review, then we will not change its status. We will change only if it's not equal to review. Okay, then we will change its status to whatever we will get in change status. So here we are passing answered, so we are changing the status to answered, and then if it's already the answered one, then here we will change its status to unselected, oh sorry, unanswered. So change status question id unanswered, okay, because it will clear the selection, the selected one. Okay, if this is previous selected is equal to this, else this. Here also we will change this status to answer, because this is the case when user have selected option, but user click on the other unselected option, then the other option will become selected, and the previously selected will be cleared. Okay, so this way we can change the status to answered, and then where we can change the status to review. So review, I guess not here. For review we have to mark the question to as a review question, so we have to check if we have a mark button in the question class. So go to the questions activity layout file, this question list layout, and then go to this activity questions class. Here do we have a mark button? Okay, we don't have a mark button here, so we'll add a mark image. So image view, set its width and height, not wrap content, let's say 40 dp, and here also 40 dp, and its source copy the mark image here, copy this mark text.png, copy this image, and then go to its drawable folder, paste this image, okay, and its name mark text, name is okay. Now we will change its source src and change it to mark text, and so it's not visible yet. We have to change its constraint. So constraint, sorry, okay, it's in recycler view. Cut it from here, Control X, paste it after this recycler view, after closing this recycler view here, and here set its constraint and to the end of parent, and its constraint top to bottom of what, bottom of this linear layout. So where is this linear layout? This is the first linear layout, then we have this second linear layout, its id is ll4, okay, so it's below ll4, okay. So now you can see it's visible. Also we can change its elevation so that it will be visible above all the views. Its elevation, let's say 5 dp, and it's a bit small, so change its width and height, let's say 70, okay. Now it seems okay. Then also change its margin from the last, margin and or margin right is equal to let's say 16 dp, okay. Now it seems fine. Now we'll give it an id also, id mark image, and let's set its visibility gone. We don't want to show this button here by default. When user click on this mark for review button, then only we will set its visibility to visible, okay. So for that, go to the questions activity. There's questions activity, this is our questions activity. Here create a variable private image view and name it mark button, not mark button, mark image, and here in this, after this, mark image is equal to find view by id, r.id.mark image. Then we need to set a click listener to this mark button. So do we have a click listener here? let's see. No, we don't have, so let's create. After this, in this function set click listeners, come down here and here set mark button dot set on click listener, new on click listener. So when user click on this mark button, we will check the visibility of this mark button, mark image. So okay, mark image dot get visibility. If it's not equal to visible, means if it's not visible, it's gone. So what we can do is we will set it to visible. So mark image dot set visibility visible, and also we will set the status of the question to review. So g question list dot get question id dot set status review, because when user click on the mark button, we'll show this mark image and set the status to review. Else if it's not, if it's already visible, means question is already marked, then when user click on this mark button, then we have to set the question to unmark. So first we will set the visibility to gone, mark image set visibility on, so that image will hide, and then we'll set the status. I will set the status to unanswered if no option is selected, and answered if any of the option is selected. Okay, based on the selected option, we will set the status to answered or unanswered, because it's not a review question now. So we'll check if g question list dot get question id dot get status, not get status, get selected answer. Get selected answer if it's not equal to -1. If it's not equal to -1, means we have a selected answer, we have selected an answer, so it will become a answered question. So we'll set its question list dot get question id dot set status answered. Okay, else means if it's get selected is equal to -1, means we don't have any selected option, so we'll set its status to unanswered. So g questions list dot get question id dot set status unanswered. Okay, so this is our mark button functionality. So now we have set the status of the questions, and also we have changed these status on different times. Now come back to the questions grid adapter. Here we will run a switch case on get status. Okay, so here we will check different case. First is not visited, not underscore visited. If it's a not visited case, so we'll change the background of the circle to gray. So question tv dot set not set text, set background tint list, and here color state list dot value of, and in this we'll set context compact dot get color, and in this we need two parameters. One is a context, so our context is my view dot get context comma r dot color dot gray. Okay, so this is our gray color. So we have set the gray color to the background tint, because our background is a circle, so we can't set background, so we have set the background tint. Okay, so break. Then we need this similar cases 4 times. So another case is on unanswered. If it's a unanswered one, then we will change the color to red, color dot red. We don't have a red color, so go to the values color dot xml file. Here we don't have a red color, so create another color, name red, and set its value to ff0000. Okay, so this is our red color. Now come back to the questions grid adapter, change its color to red, and if it's answered one, means its status is answered, then we will change its background color to green. And if it's a review question, then we will change its color to pink. Okay, so this is the switch case, and default we'll leave it blank. We don't need a default case. Okay, so this is the switch case here, and before this we have already set the question number, and I guess that's it. Okay, let's run it. Okay, so click on the category test number 1, and then click on this start. So now click on this menu button. Okay, we don't have our questions. Okay, we haven't set this adapter to the questions activity, so go to the questions activity class. Here this is our questions activity class, and in this go to the top. Here create a variable private questions grid adapter, and name it grid adapter, and then in this, after this, let's say here we have set this after this. Okay, after this we will or yeah, here we will set this grid adapter is equal to new question grid adapter, and in this we will pass the number of questions, that is g questions list dot size. Okay, so this is our adapter. Now we will set this adapter to our grid view. So our grid view is this. Have we initialized this? No, this is adapter. This is our grid view, questions list grid view. Okay, we haven't initialized this, so first initialize this grid view here. After this question grid view, question list grid view is equal to find view by id r dot id dot grid, not grid, question grid question list grid view. This, so this is our questions grid view. Now we will set adapter to it. So here question grid view list view dot set adapter, and adapter is grid adapter. Okay, so this way we have set the adapter to it. So now let's run it again. Click on this GK category, test number 1, start, and click here. Okay, now we have these questions 1 2 3 4, and then if we visit any questions, okay, we should have question number 1 visited. Okay, means unanswered. Now it will become answered. Okay, we don't have this, so our switch case is not working, I think. Let's change this and then see. Okay, our color is not changing. Okay, so our problem is when we click on this list button, we have to update this grid view adapter, because their status has been changed from the last time. Okay, so what we want is go to the questions activity. Here on this questions list button, on click listener, this is the questions list button. Here, before opening this drawer, what we will do is we will update the adapter, notify the adapter for the changed data set. Okay, so questions adapter, not questions adapter, grid adapter dot notify dataset changed. Okay, we will call this, so it will update the data with the newest status. Okay, so let's run it again. Click on this. Okay, we have this. Then change the status of question number 2 3, and then we have this 1 2 3 status changed, and then let's select any question like this, and then we can see this is the answered question. And let's say also check mark button, click on this mark for review. So this is the marked icon. So third is our marked question. So as we can see, this is the review question, this is the answered one, that we have answered this question, and this is the unanswered question, and these are not visited questions. We haven't visited these questions yet. Okay, and if we select any option of the marked question, it will still be marked. So if we check the status, it is still review question. Okay, and if we click on the mark for review again, then it will unmark, and this question is now become answered one. So this is the answered question, this is the answered question, and if we unselect this, then it will become the unanswered question. Okay, so this is, I guess, complete. Okay, when we click on this one, so nothing is happening. What we want is, if we click on this one, we want to redirect to the question number 1. Okay, so we have to implement this functionality also. So go to the questions adapter class, questions grid adapter. Here we have this my view. So after creating this my view, we'll create a on click listener on this. Set on click listener, new on click listener, and when user click on the view, we need to change the question. We need to go to the respective question. So how we can do this? To change the question, we can't change the question from here, so we have to go to the questions activity, questions_activity.java. Here what we want is, here we need to create a function. This, after this click listener, we will create a function, private void go to question and int, this is question number, or let's say position, and here we need to change the question to this question number, that is on the position. So how we can go to this question? We can go to this question with questions view dot smooth scroll to position, and we'll pass the position in this, so it will scroll the position of our snap view. Okay, then now we need to call this function from the adapter. We'll call on, when you click on the view, on grid view, then we will call this function. And also after changing this question, we will close the drawer. Okay, if we'll check if drawer, sorry, not drawer, close, if drawer dot is drawer open, and here we'll pass the gravity compact dot end. If it's open, then we will close it, drawer dot close drawer, and here we will pass gravity compact dot end. Okay, so if a drawer is open, then we will close it. So we need to call this function from the adapter. Now how can we call this function from the adapter? We can call this function with with the instance of this questions activity class. So we need to pass its instance to the adapter. So where is our, this is our grid adapter. Here we are initializing this adapter. So here we will pass this class context, this, so we'll passing the context of this class to this grid adapter. Now go to this questions grid adapter. Here we will create another variable, private context, and name it context. Okay, and in the constructor he also will get this context comma this, and here we will update this context to the context that we are getting. So this way we will get the context of the questions activity class. Now what we can do is in here in onClick, here we will call this the function of this context. So we will check if context instance of is an instance of questions activity if it's an instance of questions activity, then we will cast the context to questions activity. Context will cast the context to the questions activity, and then we will call its function go to it's not happening. Why it's not coming? Okay, go to question and here we will pass the position, that is I. What's the error? Has private context. What does it mean? Okay, we need to declare this function as a public. So go to the questions activity, go to the function, go to questions. Here instead of private we need to declare it as a public so that we can call it from questions adapter class. Okay, now the error is gone. I, what is I here? I is a position. Okay, variable I is accessed from within, needs to declare final. Okay, so it needs to declare final. So what we can do is change this to change this to final. Final. Now I guess the error is gone. Okay, now run this app again. Click on the test number 1, start. Then okay, we have one more problem here. This first question is showing the first question also as not visible, but it's we have already viewed the first question, so it should not be not visited, it should be unanswered. Okay, so it should be in the red color. So this is the one problem. And if we go to another question, then it will update its color to unanswered. Okay, that is okay. Then if we click on this one, we should redirect to the question number 1. So click on this one. Okay, now it will come to the question number 1. Okay, so now click on this 5. Okay, we have come to the question number 5 and its color also becomes red. Okay, so I guess this is okay, this is working fine. We can go to any question from here, from this list. Suppose we have marked question number 2 as a review question. We have marked this, and now we are on the question number 5th, and okay, we have one more problem here. It is showing 5th question also as marked. It is showing all the question as marked questions. We have to clear this mark button when we move to the next question. Okay, so this is also the problem. So we have 2 problems here. Now suppose we are on the 5th question and user want to go to the review question, that is question number 2nd. Then he will click on this second question and it will go to the question number 2. Okay, so this is working fine, but we have two problem here. First is the initial question status, and next is if we click on any of the question as marked, it will show all the question as marked question. It should not display that image marked for all the questions. Okay, so we will do this in the next video. So that's it from this video, guys. See you in the next video. If you like this video, please press the like button and also subscribe to our channel. Thank you.